after the Ryder Cup last year, yeah, it was obviously pretty disappointing, but I don't really know how to compare that to anything else. It was just, that was a week in which I was hoping to play well, and I wasn't able to get it done. It, kind of felt like missing the cut at a major championship would be a good comp for that, but I really don't know. I treat each one of them individually, and like my 2 alternate shot matches that week, I remember not playing great, but then in the best ball match with Brooks, when we played Rahm and somebody else, both of us, or all 4 of us, played some really solid golf, and I think Rahm made like a 40-footer for eagle on 18 to tie us, and so there's a big difference if his putt that was going pretty far by the hole lips out versus, hitting the back and popping up and going in. It's a totally different story in the match, and so that's why I try not to focus too much on results, because especially in the team events, sometimes things can be a little bit fluky, and last year I would say the alternate shot I didn't play my best, but other than that I played some pretty solid golf. What's the benefit? The score is 0-0. My job is to go out in the first match and do my best and try to get a point for our team. And outside of that, I don't really think about if we're favored to win the match or not. My job is to win. All I can do is try to win 1 point on Thursday's match.
It's pretty wild. I don't think this is what my dad had envisioned when he came over to the U.S. from India, but it means the world that, I know my dad is super thankful for the country and the opportunity it's given him, and he, at the same time, he's also took that opportunity, and that's the greatness of this country, and that opportunity has led to my opportunity, and just to be able to give back to the country I don't necessarily see it as giving back to the country, but just to play for your country and wear your colors and represent means the world, and it fires me up a lot to see other guys on the team want it so bad and be so meaningful to them. I know this is well documented, but Scottie at the Olympics, winning it for the U.S. it's such a big deal. So there's no bigger events than when you play for your country, and it is a little bit full circle. It's very humbling and gratifying at the same time, but it's awesome. I can't wait for my parents to be here, and they're going to soak up the whole experience just as much as I am.
You're playing for a lot more than yourself, and I think it takes a lot out of you sometimes in a good way, and it brings the best out of a lot of us. You can see that in some of the highlights of our President's Cups and Ryder Cups, but yeah, it's draining, and it's nice to know that there's only 18 holes essentially, or 1 match that you're going to play on Thursday and 1 match you're going to play on Friday, to just be ready for this long hectic week.
I think if you get momentum early as a favorite, it can be demoralizing. Especially if you put a bunch of red up on the board in the first session or early in the first session. And so I think that's really an emphasis for this team, is to get off to a fast start and put red on the board, especially when you're at an away event. And I've seen that in Montreal, or I've seen that in Australia. And, I think that'll be key this week.